seconds for my story. Hello. We're live with Semi-Retired Bob. Hello, how is everybody doing this evening? And how are you, Bob?
I'm doing great, Aaliyah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's
I'm
funny 'cause
assuming
tried
I
to
just
transition to
I'm assuming I just butchered your name yet again.
Oh, it's okay. It's Alia. Like, have you seen the movie and or read the book Dune? That's where my name's from.
Yeah. No, I have not actually.
Really? Oh, okay. That's who I was named
Yeah.
after. Anyways, Dune fans will know who I was named after. And I think that's how it's spelled, pronounced, because that's how I pronounced it my whole life, Alia. And I will say one more thing. I'll say one more thing. The only people who really know how to pronounce my name correctly are Latinos, because in Spanish the vowels never change, and the vowels of my name happen to match the vowels of the how Latinos say their alphabet. So there you go.
Excellent. I see Rick has arrived. Hey, Rick.
Thanks for being here, Rick. Let's quack it up.
He's put a few of them out there. He's put a couple of duck videos out this week.
He got in trouble for a duck video.
Yeah, I saw that. But as you guys come in, be sure and say hello. Hit the thumbs up button on whichever channel you happen to be watching on, so that we can, hopefully drive a few more people into here and maybe get some questions. I have no idea what Miss Wells has planned for tonight, but
I was just hoping some people would show up and we would say hi and they would ask questions and we can talk about what we ate today. There we go. That's what I have planned.
Okay.
I thought it through a little bit more. Oh, I did this once. Do you think, I'll put this in the chat. This is a question for you. Do you think that as a carnivore, the reason you don't eat vegetables is because plants have feelings? Google told me to ask that. I asked Bing AI for questions.
No, I don't even have feelings. How could vegetables have feelings?
Oh, here, Greg says, happy to know that you watch my videos. I do. I try to watch as many of my friends' videos as humanly possible. Sometimes it's hard. So, as Bob just said, let us know who's here. We got 11 people watching. We'd like to talk to all of them. I can keep calling her Aaliyah, just like the Donnie Irish song. Did Donnie get it wrong? I don't know the Donnie Irish song. I'm going to have to ask Bing AI.
How you doing tonight, Craig? Craig is one of my longtime viewers. He's a moderator on my channel, which is why you see the little wrench there.
It's the little thing. Hi, Craig. Thank you so much for stopping by. So here, I'm curious. Do you have any new foods that you like recently? I go through foods sometimes of what I want, meat cuts.
No, this whole winter, I have been in a save money mode because that yellow square of land behind me is going to be really expensive to get started. So I have been, for the entire winter, eating primarily ground beef and eggs.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I eat. Ground beef and eggs. I did break that, and I had a couple of really nice ribeye steaks on my birthday a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And then while I was buying the steaks, I had found a roast on sale, and I just cooked that roast the weekend after my birthday. But other than those two meals, since about September last year, I have had ground beef and eggs, and that's all I've had. Because it's dirt cheap. I mean, I get ground beef for less than $3 a pound. I get eggs for, the price has gone up, but they're still less than 20 cents a piece. So I can have, a pound and a half of ground beef and 10 eggs and still not go over $5 a meal, which lets me save a lot of money because, my shipping container is going to cost about $3,000, not counting the earthwork to put a foundation in. The big water tank I want, about $3,000. The materials
wow.
to build the roof over the shipping container, about another
Right.
$3,000. And
Oh,
the
wow.
materials to fence the property in somewhere between $3,500 and $4,000. So I need a lot of money to get started. And once I
Sure.
get all that stuff done, then I can move to the land permanently and not worry so much about it. But
Right.
until that's done, that's what I'm doing, is I'm eating as cheaply as possible to save money. And I see
Smart.
Addicted to Antlers has arrived. She's
Yeah, let's see.
technically going to be one of my neighbors when I get down there, because I mean, she's
Oh,
not that close, but she's in New Mexico.
it's kind of
And
closer.
yeah, well, I'm 130 miles east of El Paso, Texas, and she is
Okay.
in the New Mexico town just past El Paso. So she's within a couple of 100 miles of me, which makes her a neighbor in that part of the world, because
Sure.
as you can
I
see,
learned
there's
that.
nobody else in this picture. And
I
I know
learned
it
that
looks.
so from Chicago. Sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead. I don't want to talk
that's
over
okay.
you.
I mean, I know it looks small looking at the picture, but that yellow square is
Yeah.
10 acres, which means it's 6 football fields plus the
Oh,
end zones
wow.
on each side. So
That's
it's
awesome.
basically
Oh, wow.
660 feet per side. Or
Wow, that's so cool.
660 yards per side.
Sure. Let's look at these comments real quick. Nice to be thought of as a friend, but as a feathered friend. He said, he corrected, feathered friend. I don't know. Do you have feathers, Rick? From eating so many ducks. Greg, you should have been in Japan yesterday. A huge number of sardines were found drifting in harbor in northern Japan. The exact cause is unknown, but it was thought a large number swam into the port of Urimo and became deprived of oxygen. Oh, wow, crazy. Will that raise the price of sardines? Maybe Dave went over and saved me a 5-gallon bucket of sardines. We'll have to ask him. Oh my God, I have to I'm gonna take a photo of this. This is hilarious and email him.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand Craig. Craig is a sardine lover, to the point where a year plus ago, he actually sent me a case of sardines, because I told him the only way I'm going to try sardines is if somebody sends them to me. So he sent me a case of sardines, and I opened up a can and ate them on a live stream. And I did manage to finally choke them all down, but I do not like sardines. And sardines have been one of the running jokes between myself and Craig since basically the start of my channel.
And we know how I feel about sardines, but I think you were doing a live stream and I was actually working. So I want to clarify, if I'm ever listening and I say hi, like in the middle of the day during anybody's live streams, I'm just listening because I actually need to be working. And I feel really bad that I can't be in the chat, but I feel the view might help, at least if I'm there. But my daughter walked in that day with a bowl of sardines. It was like a couple weeks ago. And then she's like, do you want to eat them with me? And I'm like, sure. But I ate 0. I won't do sardines anymore.
Yeah. Well, because I remember we actually chatted last. Yeah. It was about a year ago, right after your wonderful attempt at the sardine fast.
So I lost 6 pounds in 3 days, and it was very bad. I felt terrible. And then I just ate. I'm like, I can't do this. I know I said I was going to do it for a YouTube video. I can't. And my husband's great, but he's like, but you did it. You can still do the YouTube video. He still tried it. And then I ate eggs, and it was like the best food I'd ever eaten. Oh, wait. Instead of a dessert, I would have bought cheap. Oh, desert. Thank you. I would have bought cheap land in Mississippi because Rick would never talk about dessert. So
yeah, well, we've talked about this before, and cheap land everywhere else is not the same as cheap land in the desert. The cheapest land you can get in a state like Mississippi or Wyoming or someplace like that, a chunk of 10 acres would be anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000 for just bare land. Oh, I got my chunk of desert for less than $10,000.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's great. whatever. You're going to have
Mhm.
fun. You're going to build it how you want to build it, and you're going to have animals and have a great retirement.
Yes.
Eventually have animals.
Eventually, yes.
So I want to say hello to Christy. Hello. Thank you for stopping by.
Hi, Christy.
Thank you for being here.
And Uncle Big Guy is here.
Hello, Uncle Big Guy.
He is an amazing individual. I had a meetup here in Omaha last summer, the day before the Omaha Hard to Kill Summit. And the day that everybody was supposed to be there was about 105 degrees in the shade. It was miserable out.
Oh, no.
And several other people came and went throughout the day, just stopped in to say hi. Uncle Big Guy arrived before I had the grills set up, and he stayed out there with me in the nasty, humid heat of Omaha, Nebraska, until I was ready to load up the truck and go home. He stayed out there all day with me. He is such a great guy.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish I was there in the humidity eating a steak. That sounds very fun. Here, Craig, Bob loves humidity like Alabama.
No, that's why. Yeah, but see, $25,000 for 15 acres versus less than 10 for mine.
Yeah,
that difference of $15,000 is what, $15,000 will pay for all of the stuff I'm going to build on that property, as opposed to being an extra $15,000 into having just the bare land that still needs to have something done to it.
Sure. And has anyone ever been to Texas? It's amazing. I love Texas. I always tell my husband if we ever move back to the U.S., we'll move to Texas.
Yeah. Well, my section of Texas isn't very amazing. It's just basically desert, but it's still fun.
Make sure you get internet. All right. Hi, Melissa. And thanks for listening.
Glad you're here, Melissa. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I have some questions here. I told you I was going to ask Bing AI some.
Sure.
Because I can't think on my own. Apparently, I need to use AI.
I understand.
Okay, wait. Do you think you could out-eat a bear in a steak eating contest? All right, everybody, what's the answer? Do you think you can out-eat a bear?
No, but if I understand, bear meat is actually fairly good, I wouldn't try to out-eat a bear in a steak eating contest. I would shoot the bear, carve him up, and put him over an open fire and grill him up.
There you go. I like being in a swamp with gators. Oh my God, Floridians are crazy. I don't know why my sisters lived there for 20 years. Okay, there you go. Uncle Big Guy says no. Oh, what did I eat today? That's funny. I was telling Bob that right before we started. I ate five hamburgers and pork belly with some cheese and something else. I ate a lot.
That's something else, because see, she's not exactly 100% carnivore. I'm guessing that something else was a vegetable of some sort.
No. Yes. I mean, it was sort of. No. So I had whipping cream, and I made a dessert for my kids with stevia and Dutch chocolate without sugar and cheese and something else. Another dairy product. Oh, yogurt. So I kind of mixed that all up with the blender, and I had a couple bites of that. And I try to get my kids to eat better than most.
Oh, yeah. There's.
I'm thinking I need to go strict again. Hello, Karen.
Hi, Karen. Glad you're here.
We are glad you're here. I'm trying to see. These questions are dumb. What's the most exotic meat you ever eaten? Sardines.
No, actually, I would have to say frog legs. Just because I grew up in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, and frog legs are a big thing there. And
Oh,
I've had frog legs several times, and I like them. And regardless of what everybody says about, whenever you can't say what something tastes like, they say, "Oh, well, it tastes like chicken." No, frog legs don't taste like chicken; they taste like frog legs.
yeah, exactly. Except I thought that rabbit kind of tasted like dry chicken when I tried that. And no, I didn't eat my daughter's pet. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, and that's why when we were talking about this off camera,
Yeah,
rabbits are a unique animal. They don't collect fat within their meat. They store fat in their haunches. So rabbit meat is very, very lean. So you have to add either the fat from their haunches or some other type of fat to it when you cook it. And that's why it seems so dry when you eat it, because there's
right,
no fat in rabbit's meat.
right. Exactly. It was terrible. I didn't like it. But I think that we just got a part. It was like frozen for however long it was frozen. And we cooked it in the
Mhm.
Instapot. And I'm like, And we didn't want to, when we tried it, we just told our kids it was chicken soup.
Yeah, but taking the rabbit meat and adding it to a soup, or
Yeah.
cutting it thin and frying it up in butter, that would
Oh,
be
yeah.
really
That would have
good.
been better.
Or frying
Okay.
it up in tallow or lard as well.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Uh, Charmaine, good evening. Hello. Hello. Someone I know just turned 60 and was complaining about being old. I referred to him to Bob's channel. There you go.
Yeah, because
There
I
you
just
go.
turned 61.
You did? It was 61. There you go.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
was
that.
61.
So you were born in 63? No, I was born in 83. Okay.
Yeah, 63.
There you go. Because I'll be 41 this year.
Yes, I was born when John F. Kennedy was still president of
Oh,
the United
wow.
States.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. Um, do you have tornadoes where you live? I do not have tornadoes. Most of the country is covered in mountains. Maybe that's a lie. You can look at topography, but no, tornadoes can't happen here. Nothing happens here. Oh, earthquakes. We do get some. We got a crazy earthquake a couple months ago. Um, Glad the building didn't fall over. And rain. We get a lot of rain. Rain. Rain equals winter here. Sorry. Oh, let's see. Bob had me on his live birthday special. I wish I could have been there. I just couldn't. I flipped it. I flipped in for a second.
Yeah.
There we go. Such youngsters. Oh, thanks, Karen. I was gonna say, Bob, you look younger than when we talked last year, and I'm not making that up. Like you actually look younger.
I don't know. I
Okay.
I think I look like me.
You look like you. Maybe a younger version.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So here's the next question, everyone, and please let me know in the chat if you could only eat one type of meat and one food for the rest of your life. What would it be and why?
Oh, that's easy. It's beef.
Ground beef. It's beef. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be ground beef, but
Yeah.
beef in general, because any ruminant animal has a complete nutrition profile as long as you're eating the meat and the fat together.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a complete nutrition profile there, so you don't have to worry about getting deficient in anything else. I don't believe you can live on just pork or just chicken.
No.
They're very tasty and I like them both, but to get a complete nutrition profile, the only ruminant meat is the only thing you can really eat exclusively and still get a complete profile. Now, chicken eggs also have a complete profile in them. So you could get away with like eating chicken and chicken eggs, or pork and chicken eggs, and be okay.
Eggs, yeah.
Or duck eggs or goose eggs or whatever.
So yeah, eggs in general. I was sick for a little while, and it was not fun. And then all I wanted to eat was eggs. I was eating a ton of eggs when I finally had my appetite back. I didn't want to eat meat or anything else, just eggs. Says something. Beef, it's what's for dinner. I remember those commercials. Those were like in the 80s and 90s, right? We need those back. I think Ollie is blowing smoke. Kidding, you look just great, Bob. No, but okay, everyone go after this, do two things. Go watch the interview Bob did with me on his channel a year ago, and then go watch my chaffle video, please. It's only 4 minutes. But you can see, and then come back to this live stream and then compare if Bob looks younger. I think he does. All right. Let's see. What is the next question being his to offer? No, I don't want to ask that one. It says, if you could talk to animals, which one would be the best at arguing against being eaten? I think if animals could talk, we might not eat them.
I would.
I don't know. You would? Okay. Because isn't that the whole like vegan thing? Like they're sentient like human beings are? Which is not true.
No, because, you know, if you're going to apply intelligence to animals that does not exist, then you also have to apply intelligence to plants where it does not exist. So when you, how do you think that head of lettuce feels about being yanked out of the ground and chopped up into tiny little pieces and then drown in your ranch dressing?
And then not even digested and just showing up in the toilet.
Yeah.
They don't like that very much. Okay. These questions are very funny. If you were stranded on a desert island with only fruit and vegetables, how long before you would start talking to coconuts?
If I was stranded with just fruits and vegetables, knowing how I felt prior to starting Carnivore 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't live long enough to start talking to coconuts because all of my health problems would come back in an instant.
This is true. But what's even funnier is that if you're on an island, you can go get fish.
Yes.
You can eat fish. All right. Every new carnivore looks better after a few years on the diet. It's amazing. It's true. It's true. Or even a few weeks. People look amazing. They look totally different. I watched your truffle video already. Thank you. I didn't make a mess. Okay, so I made this video. I'm like, oh, this is going to work. It's chicken, egg, and cheese, and you put it in the waffle maker. And I made it. It was perfect. And my husband ate them. I had some, not my favorite food, but I'm trying to come up with like kid foods, like carnivore kid foods. So I'm like, perfect. I'm going to do the video. It came out exactly how I wanted it. Mid video, it's literally a total disaster. So I decided to just show the disaster in the video. Like the cheese is like everywhere. It didn't come out at all.
Yeah, I bought one of those little mini waffle makers about a year and 8 months ago or so. It was very early in my carnivore journey because I had discovered chaffle videos and thought, that's great. I've got to try that. Yeah. And I made the basic chaffle recipe of just eggs and cheese with some salt to get started. And they were disgusting. The mini waffle maker is still sitting in the corner of my kitchen, has never been touched again since.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I like it. You can actually do ground beef in it though, by the way. It keeps it kind of like a waffly, it's a juicy little burger, but I understand. That brings me to my next question that's not from Bing AI. What is your favorite cooking item in the kitchen? And I would like to also know from the chat, what's your favorite cooking item in the kitchen?
Well, my favorite cooking item, because I made a video I just bought. Let me back up. I've always had problems with cast iron. You know,
okay.
Before Rick gets all snippy in the comments there and tells me how easy it is for cast iron, I talked with Carnivore Kip, and I talked with a guy who runs a Chuck Wagon barbecue style channel that just uses cast iron. I've tried every tip everybody ever talked to me about, and I just can't do standard cast iron. So I got rid of them and bought myself I forget what it is. It's a big blue skillet that is completely no stick. It's ceramic. It's perfect. It's wonderful. I can break eggs into it, and when they're done, I just tip the pan up and they slide out onto my plate. Well, I was talking about this pan. I don't even remember who I was on a live stream with, but I was talking about this pan, and one of my subscribers saw it and is like, "You can't use that." So she sent me a non-stick cast iron pan. It's got some kind of a little waffle design in it that makes it non-stick.
Oh, wow.
And so I get all the benefits of cast iron and all the benefits of non-stick. And I mean, literally, I put just a little pat of butter in it and cooked up an egg just to see. And normally, because eggs stick, that's what happens.
Right.
My problem with cast iron is eggs, because all of the protein in the whites is what binds to the cast iron and makes it so it won't go anywhere. But this thing, I put just a little pat of butter in it, melted it down, fried an egg in it, and it literally just slid right out of the cast iron.
Oh, I love that.
And that's the only skillet I've used since.
Oh, nice.
It's
so
been about,
I should look for
been about 3 months now. There's a link in my description if you want to find out exactly what the pan is.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I wonder if I can get free shipping on Amazon. We order from Amazon, but only if it's free shipping, or else you have to pay a bunch of like importation fees and shipping.
It came from Amazon, but whether or not it's free shipping where you're at, I don't know. But
I'll check it out.
It's a fantastic skillet. I love it.
I love that because we have three cast iron skillets, and to clean it, it's always like a whole thing, because you got to you can't clean it with soap and water. But yours, you probably could, the one you're talking about. All right, let's catch up on the
I
comments.
don't even have to clean it. And that's what I love about it, because I'm not going to have I'm not going to have a whole lot of water in Texas when I first get started. So just to see how it would come out after I cooked my first round of ground beef in it and then did some more eggs. I literally just took a paper towel and wiped it out, and you can't tell that it's been cooked in.
Oh, great. Maybe I should do that as opposed to waiting 3 days to try to clean it. This is me. I'm like, oh, it's so heavy. Okay, you aren't going to see me look younger over time, though. Nope, that's true. That's true. I'm just teasing you, Rick. Oh, they're talking to each other. Okay, Bob, do you think you could eat a diet like Nisha? She is meat-based.
I don't know. I had so many problems for so many years. I could probably add some things back in, but why mess with what's working? As I say on my channel many times, if what you're doing is working, there's no reason to change.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Totally. Hello, Sawa Cast Iron. Good stuff. Nisha has some good chicken finger and chicken nugget recipes. I'll have to check that out. My kids love chicken. In fact, sometimes they're kind of anti-beef right now. When they feel like it, they're anti-beef. So
yeah. Now I do.
They love chicken.
Because I occasionally do buy some chicken, because when I catch it on sale, how can you not buy a big tray of chicken thighs that works out to 68 or 70 cents a pound? I mean, that's a big pile of food for cheap. And sometimes I'll just bake them in the oven. But if you watch any of Rick's Heart Attack Chicken, Heart Attack Shrimp, any of his Heart Attack series of foods, it's basically a big pan of grease, and you just dump the chicken in it and let it go. But I have taken the chicken thighs and dipped them in melted butter, and then rolled them in pork panko, which is basically just crushed up pork rinds to give it a little extra crunch, and baked them that way. And they're really, really good.
Okay, I'll do that. That sounds like it, because they love KFC. So I need to bring the KFC home to Carnivore. And that sounds like a good way to do it. Last day of normal. Hello.
Hey, at least you're still on normal. She and I have not been normal for a really, really long time. So enjoy your last day of normal, and welcome to the Weirdos Club tomorrow.
We are the weirdos. Oh my gosh. That brings up a point. When you were eating terribly, did anyone ever care how you were eating, or did they only start caring when you just decided to eat meat and eggs?
Oh, yeah, that's just it. I mean, when I was, now I never ate really bad because I always try
Okay.
to stick to the combination of gout diet and diabetes diet and heart diet.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
I'm eating, Raisin Bran and grape nut cereal and all that kind of
Ugh,
stuff.
ew, grape
Nobody
nuts.
said anything to me, but now apparently because I'm just eating ground beef and eggs, I'm going to die tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. So I love my uncle. He's so funny. And he emailed me a couple days ago. He's like, "Can I send you an article that's probably, or it could be anti carnivore?" And I'm like, "Go ahead." So he sent me an article from Nina Teicholz, and obviously it wasn't anti carnivore, but he thought it was because the title.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he doesn't. When I was visiting, so sorry that I'm saying this. He has type 2 diabetes. So whenever I go and visit him, and when I go to Illinois, I always stay at his house for a couple days. We always take my blood. We test my blood because I'm always curious. And I didn't eat all day, or I just eaten. I forgot. Anyways, my blood sugar was like 89. And he's like, "You have to check that out. You have to get with your doctor." I'm like, "But I feel totally fine."
Yeah. No, and I see that happen a lot. I don't even remember who it was. Well, I do, but I'm not going to say their names on here. But they were doing an extended fast, and
Yeah.
they freaked out because their blood sugar was about 60.
Well,
but they
you're not
felt
eating.
fine. But they felt fine. And
yeah,
as it turns out, I was listening to a Dr. Mason video once upon a time, and they did an experiment. They had 4 guys that were in deep ketosis.
okay,
And they wanted to see what would happen, but they were running on ketones.
yeah.
They gave them each a shot of insulin, which
Oh no.
dropped their blood sugar into the single digits. They expected them to pass out, but because they were running on ketones, they just sat there and talked like nothing was going on. So
wow.
I'm here to tell you that unless you have the symptoms of a hypoglycemic event, you don't need to pay any attention to what your glucose meter says. If you feel fine, if you're not lightheaded or dizzy or in danger of passing out or any of those other things, it doesn't matter what the glucose meter says. If it says 40, but you still feel fine, you're fine.
Yeah.
Now,
there's so much we don't know.
If you start to have symptoms, then perhaps you should eat a candy bar. But
yeah. I like that joke. Yeah, there's always that stuff around there. All right, let me catch up on the comments here. Hello. Christy, I like my oven the best because it's where I make I can't even pronounce that.
picanha.
And I should be a picanha. There you go. Love that fatty meat. Okay. Eggs. My eggs are floating on beef tallow. That sounds so funny. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite kitchen item is large basket air fryer. I cook a pound of bacon at a time. That sounds so good. So good.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I use no electric kitchen gadgets. There you go.
That's not true, Rick. I've seen the video where you grinding up all that stuff with that grinder of yours. So you have a grinder. You may not use it very often, but I know you have a grinder because I've seen it in the video.
There you go. I like my Instapot. I can cook brisket in 45 minutes. It's probably sacrilegious to cook brisket in 45 minutes in an Instapot. And I'm learning how to use my sous vide. And even if you mess it up, cooking with the sous vide, you're going to have better food than you've ever tasted in your entire life. I was cooking 2 New York strip steaks and I overcooked them and they were still delicious. There you go. Kitchen scissors. Kitchen scissors. Is that your favorite kitchen item? Heart attack chicken. I'm going to try that. Cassie on the Carnivore Quest has a really good fried chicken recipe. Okay, good. I will check.
Cassie, there's actually some kind of a contest going on out there that
what
Cassie
this
at Carnivore
Quest not popping up. I don't know why.
Because you're lagging just a little bit, Ellie. Give it a second. And while your connection stables out, I will tell you that Cassie at Carnivore Quest. If you guys don't follow them closely, go to Carnivore Quest channel, and she is involved in a top 10 carnivore chefs or something or other. So go vote for Cassie.
Hello.
Go vote for Cassie. I can sort of hear you. Are you okay now?
Hopefully we're all good. We should be. It says my connection is low. I don't know why, because I'm literally connected to the internet box. Oh, we're good. We're good through a cable. All right. What is the heart attack chicken? Please share the recipe. Okay, Rick, that's your job in the comments. In the comment section.
Yeah.
Share your
Well,
recipe.
there's actually no recipe for Rick's heart attack chicken. You put lard or tallow into a pan, and you get it hot, and then you dump the chicken into it and let it fry. It will come out like golden and crispy and wonderful.
That sounds
amazing. That is heart attack chicken. He's got a video on his channel, and you can see by how it comes out that it is amazing looking.
All right, well, I'm gonna head over there. I think I've watched that video actually. I have heard not to use soap and cast iron. Do not use soap and cast iron. Use salt and hot water, and we kind of like cook it in salt and like scrub it, and that's why sometimes I'll feel like we scrub it with a wooden stick, not a stick, like a wooden spatula. There, yeah, there we go. I even have heart attack fondue. Does that mean you put cheese and towel? I don't know. That's so greasy.
Yeah, guys, if you're not following Rick, he's got a lot of entertaining videos. You should definitely go check him out.
And he feeds his ducks at Chef Boyardee. Okay, I've never been normal. Yes, Rebecca, that's why you fit in so well. This is the people who have never been normal crowd. Use water to clean cast iron, then dry it with lard. Dry it with lard added. I think you dry it and then put the lard in. I started yesterday 4 beef patties. Yay! I was just talking about that, beef patties. So I'm almost eating it like it's crispy and cooked on the outside, but kind of like beef tartare on the inside. And I'm kind of loving those burgers. They felt fine. That must be an internal conversation.
No, she's probably talking about the injecting them with insulin, because I know Rebecca probably watches most of the same stuff I do. And
okay,
as long as you feel fine, there's no reason to be worried about low blood sugar.
Yeah, exactly. That's good to know, because I felt totally fine. But what about your oven? Is it electric? I don't have an oven. Do you have an oven? This is quite normal here. I wish I had an oven. I'm going to buy one.
I have an oven. I use it once in a while. I primarily just cook my ground beef on the I cook my ground beef in my new cast iron skillet. And then whatever grease is left over in the pan, I then scramble eggs in that hamburger grease, because eggs do a really good job of, when you scramble them, of soaking up the excess grease, so you're not losing all that fat that cooks out of ground beef.
Right. This is true. Let's see. Here, this question. So, Bella, I want to ask you, why are you coming to the carnivore diet, and what are you trying to handle? And that might answer if you can eat fruit or not. Most of us want to lose weight. Most of us are trying to heal our bodies with difficult issues, and fruit has sugar in it. And if you eat more than 20 total grams of carbohydrates a day, and there's plenty in fruit, you're not going to get your body into ketosis, and you might not lose weight. So my question is, what are you trying to fix? If you're not trying to fix anything, I don't think fruit is going to hurt you. That's my answer. What's your answer, Bob?
Well, my answer is, you are an adult. You can eat anything you choose to eat. However, fruit has fructose, and a lot of it. It does not affect your A1C, because the A1C test is designed specifically to detect glycation damage caused by glucose. But in some independent lab tests that if you come to my channel, I can point you to, or you can go look at Bart K's channel. He has lots of videos about this. In most of the tests, it shows that fructose is up to 7 times more glycated than glucose. Mm-hmm. So you're doing a lot of damage to your body by eating fructose. A little bit here and there, as long as you're metabolically healthy, is probably not going to hurt you, because your brain actually makes a little bit of fructose. But more than a little bit is definitely not good for you. You know, if you have a couple of orange slices once in a while, then that's fine. But if you're turning 60 and you're pre-diabetic and 50 pounds overweight, I would cut it all out until your pre-diabetes is gone, your weight has stabilized. Once everything is back to normal, then you can try and experiment with stuff and see how you feel on it. But I would recommend, I would go strict beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for 90 days.
Yeah.
A good deal of your 50 pounds will be gone. Mm-hmm. Your pre-diabetes will be gone in 90 days. I would almost guarantee that. Now, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But I have not found anybody that honestly did 90 days of strict beef, butter, bacon, and eggs that did not correct their pre-diabetes in 90 days. That's just awesome. The way it is.
That's awesome. Okay, so I got to go back up here. That's very nice. Look at this. I had a checkup and my doc said try carnivore keto. And of course, I've been following your channel, Dr. Burke. That's awesome. I love that her doctor said that. That's amazing.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. And we're getting more every day. I think we're at the turning point. They're trying very hard not to let us be at the turning point. But there are so many individuals like myself, like yourself, like everybody in the chat that has corrected their health with this diet. I feel like we're at the point today where we were with cigarettes 50 years ago. Cigarettes 50 years ago, everybody was saying, oh, they're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Well, now today we can look back and go, cigarettes was a really stupid idea.
Yes, and expensive.
I believe 50 years from now, we'll be looking back saying sugar was a really stupid idea.
Yeah, exactly.
The occasional treat now and then, fine. But as you know, if you look at the standard Western diet right now, there are people that are getting 65, 70, even 70% of their caloric intake from sugar.
It's crazy. It's
no wonder the whole world is fat and sick.
Right. Totally. I want to say something now that you mentioned the whole world. So I live in South America, and most of you know that I live in Colombia. And my kids eat a lot of carbohydrates. They eat rice, they eat bread. I don't have this stuff in my house, actually. We buy fruit and we leave it at grandma's house. So that if they want to get fruit, they have to go there. And basically all we have really in the house is animal products, coffee, water. We do have popcorn for movie night for the kids. And I was so happy that I did not partake last week in the popcorn. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this to myself again, because then I can't sleep. But when we went, so my kids they eat carbohydrates. They look so healthy. Maybe I'll post a picture of them on my community. I'm not sure, or in the community tab, just to show what like normal kids are supposed to actually look like. When I went home last November, my son's like, can I eat McDonald's? I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. We ended up eating McDonald's often. He got fat in like 3 weeks. He went from like totally healthy looking to like a chubby little kid. He probably put on like 5 pounds, but his face was like from skinny to fat. Maybe a little more or less anyways, but that's very interesting because here we're outside, we're playing, running around. Even when we didn't live in the cabin, he still had lots of space outside, still ate carbohydrates. Once a week, it's like an ice cream or KFC or something like this. Like there's treats on the weekends when we go outside. And he's totally skinny and totally normal. And my daughter also. My daughter didn't gain weight in the US, but my son did very fast. And I'm like, oh my God, we can't live here. No wonder these kids are diabetic. No wonder young kids are diabetic. 3 weeks looks like a different child.
Yeah. And you can't force your kids
right
into becoming something they don't want to be. All you
right.
can do is teach them good eating habits.
Right.
And the problem that happens, and it happens with people that eat on, as I say, the other side of the aisle from carnivore, because they're young and metabolically healthy. Because when I was in my 20s and in the Army, I lived on donuts and pizza.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
And I was fine. I mean, I could go out for a 15-mile run with a 50-pound backpack and a rifle and have no trouble at all. But as we get older, our habits start to catch up with us.
Right.
And, so if you teach them correct eating habits now, hopefully when they start to hit that wall at about 35 where things start to slide off the edge a little bit, they'll know, okay, I can't live on donuts and sunshine anymore. I need to start eating better.
Sure.
And they will know what to eat.
Sure.
And because mom has given them a good example.
Yeah, exactly. They do eat like meats. They do eat eggs. They eat a lot of eggs. Yesterday, so my son's 7 and he actually can cook himself, basic stuff. But guess what he made? He made ground beef. He made himself some ground beef. He likes it extra greasy with olive oil, whatever. I don't think that's the biggest problem in the world. I'm happy that he chose to make little ground beef balls and eat that. So, yes, I think they're on the right path and they're very healthy, but at least they know because both my husband and I are regularly educating them. Let's see. Oh, but so talking about being in your 20s, I think when I was 18 or 19, this is when I was a heavy smoker, maybe 21. A dinner sometimes would be like an iced coffee, Kit Kat bar, and a cheese stick. and 10 cigarettes. What are we doing to ourselves? All right, where were we? I'm going to get back to the chat. Okay, here we go. Last day of normal. I like my meat grinder and my pressure cooker. Awesome. I want to get a meat grinder. By the way, this is my total plug. Everybody, you guys need to try fried chicken livers. I'm like obsessed right now. I love chicken liver and chicken hearts. And I think that I ate. So we get most of our meat from like the butcher section. You can in the grocery store, and they gave us this part of the pig, and we think we got the thyroid. And I ate a thyroid today, a pig thyroid, which, by the way, is apparently therapeutic if you have a thyroid condition to eat desiccated thyroid. So I ate cooked thyroid. Like, Bob's like, you eat the weirdest stuff. I'm like, here's my plug for chicken livers. Eat them. I'm not getting any commissions for saying that. I'm not getting any kickbacks for saying eat chicken livers. Okay. Where is my heart attack? 90 days of BBB&E and sardine saves lives. 100%. Yes, absolutely. Well, BBB&E. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember they said an egg was like smoking 3 cigarettes? I don't know, but I still have like someone like floating around in my mind from when I was a kid, like eggs have cholesterol. Not explaining what that's supposed to mean, but you get the
and they're good for you. I saw one today. I am still doing my 60-day no coffee challenge.
Oh, okay.
But it's almost over. It's I get 7 more days to go, and then I'm going to start having coffee again because I haven't noticed any difference. But I saw a really good one today that said, studies say coffee helps you live longer. I am the Highlander.
Oh my gosh. I was doing a pack a day for decades then. Oh wow, yeah. Oh, hi Tom. Tom's here, everybody.
Yay, Tom.
Why would anyone willingly eat a donut or pizza? Nasty. You gotta try carnivore pizza.
Just because you've been eating the carnivore diet for 40 years, Rick, doesn't mean that the rest of us have. You have to remember,
Exactly.
Back when I was a kid, I was taught that donuts and pizza were healthy for me because, especially pizza, if you got pizza with everything on it, it contains all 4 food groups. What could be healthier than that?
Exactly, the food groups. Okay, here we go. Will this help with good gut flora? I keep hearing about healing your gut. Will meat help? Can I answer this one?
Go right ahead.
Yes. From my experience, because we're not giving medical advice, but I had IBS symptoms for many, many years. And this was the time period actually that I was trying to eat the healthiest and eat the most vegetables I could possibly consume. I think there was a correlation there. And like 3 days into the carnivore diet, it seemed, I keep saying 3 days, it was very fast. All of the gut issues that I experienced, like lots of issues, just disappeared. It disappeared totally. And now if I eat a vegetable or something, not pickles and not avocados, I will say, which I don't eat a lot of those, but my gut issues will come back. Issues will come back if I eat stuff I'm not supposed to. But on the reverse end, eating a lot of red meat helped completely change that. There you go. What about you, Mr. Bob?
Well, I will impart the knowledge that I have received from Professor K on this.
Oh, okay.
The gut microbiome is one of the least understood things in the human body.
True.
But what I can tell you is that the microbiota that thrive on what you're eating are the ones that thrive. And the ones that they don't actually die off, they just kind of go into hibernation and hide in your gut lining, but they're not in there chewing on stuff. They're just sort of waiting for hopefully to get some more carbohydrates. So basically what you eat, those are the gut microbiota that you will get that are healthy. One of the big arguments that people on the other side of the aisle will make is that, well, you need to have some fiber because they do break down the some of the fiber, and it makes a certain short chain fatty acid that does feed your gut lining. Aaliyah, do you happen to know what the short chain fatty acid is that we do make a little bit of if we eat fiber?
No idea. I don't.
It's called beta hydroxybutyrate.
And
and what is the most prominent ketone body that your body makes when you are in ketosis?
The same one you're just talking about?
Beta hydroxybutyrate. Your gut lining does not care which side that beta hydroxybutyrate comes from.
Okay.
So you can either eat fiber, have gas, and get a little bit of it, or not eat fiber, be in ketosis, and have a lot of it. The choice is yours. That's what I know about gut health.
Okay. I want to say we have 40 people watching right now. So if y'all want to say hi, if you haven't said hi yet, and smash the like. And I know Bob's got to go to sleep soon. So we'll see how much longer we can do this for.
I can hang out for a while, but it's getting to be about that time. I figured we'd probably go for somewhere between an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. But
okay, good. All right. So we got about 20 minutes left. Tom says, my son eats a lot of Kraft mac and cheese. I couldn't get him to eat me for a long time, but finally get and eat some. Great. That's good. Next is the chicken livers. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing you can do with that, the Kraft mac and cheese, it's not the best meat in the world, but when you make the Kraft mac and cheese, get yourself some good all beef hot dogs.
Yeah.
Chop those up and mix them in with the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And then slowly increase the amount of hot dogs and decrease the amount of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And I bet you can turn them into a carnivore that way, or at least a much healthier kid.
Sure. I got chicken hearts marked down. Yeah, that's what I love about the chicken hearts and the chicken livers. They're so cheap. I mean, I did a short about this a couple days ago. I just feel so good eating that. There's certain foods that make you feel physically really good.
That.
Maybe that's what Craig has with the sardines, like how I feel about chicken livers.
Yeah, if you know, and don't get me wrong, if you like the livers or you like the sardines or whatever it is that you like,
yeah,
by all means eat them. Because
Yeah.
one of the things I have preached about on my channel, and some days I do feel like a carnivore preacher the way I talk, but the biggest obstacle to not being able to stick to the diet plan that you have made is that you're not eating foods you enjoy. You
Right.
know, if somebody tells you,
Oh yeah,
like when you did your sardine fast that did not
Right.
go anywhere, you did it because you've been told that it's so good for you, you're going to feel so great. But
Yeah.
how long did it last? Less than 3 days, because
and I
you
felt
looked
terrible.
you felt terrible, and you looked at the sardines and went, bleh, I can't do this.
I can't do
So-
it anymore.
So if you eat foods that you enjoy, even if it's not the very best food, you know, if you enjoy Spam, is
Yeah.
Spam as good as grass-finished ribeye? No, it's not. But if you enjoy Spam and you will stick to it and eat, you know, Spam instead of
Yeah.
all the other crap that's out there, then I say by all means, open up a can of Spam and fry that stuff up, because it is really, really good when you fry it.
It's like $20 a can here in Colombia. By the way,
I'm
there's
sorry.
things I don't understand. Or I think we were looking on like how to order it online. And it was just crazy. I'm like, you can literally get this for like $3 at Walmart in the US.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I made a comment on Sean Baker's podcast when I went on an interview that like I don't understand the price of real estate here, because there's like a 3-bedroom apartment's $100,000. All right, let me back up. People make $300 a month here. That's why it doesn't make any sense that there's $100,000 apartment. I don't understand if you make $300 a month, how you're going to charge somebody $20 for Spam. Okay, thanks. End of rant. All right. I always think of the old commercials. This is your brain on drugs. Whenever I'm writing,
He's showing his age. Those came out during the Ronald Reagan era, when Nancy
Really?
Reagan, when Nancy Reagan was doing the Just Say No campaign.
Yeah.
That came out as part of that campaign. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
I
Just say
remember those
no.
from the 90s, though. I remember those from the 90s. By the way, like when I was 6, I remember those from when I was 6. Okay, not to make anyone feel bad. Question: I don't miss donuts. When will they start making them out of ground beef like Alias waffles? I'm gonna get a donut maker, like a waffle maker, and I will make ground beef donuts just for you to watch them, Craig.
You know, I bet that would be good. I bet if you could make a semi sort of a donut thing if you took like ground beef and chicken and ground it all up together with like some pork rinds and some cheese.
Oh my
and
gosh.
then dumped it into a deep fryer.
Who's going to make the video first? Oh my God. Carnivore donuts. I wonder how many people would click on that. Thank you both so much. You are very welcome. Smiling for you. Okay. Sorry if I can't pronounce colorectal cancer survivor. That is amazing. And have diverticulosis, and since I've been carnivore with no fiber, I have not had diverticulitis episode, nor do I suffer from constipation or diarrhea. That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
Yep. Smiling for You is one of my viewers. I think he might be on your channel too, but I see his comments, or her, I'm not sure which it is, but I see the comments from that handle quite frequently.
Oh, wonderful.
And Dustin is watching from Facebook.
Yay! Thank you. Okay. Spam has potatoes in it. Well, that's there you go.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. It's good. It is bronze medal food.
It's bronze medal.
And bronze medal food, gold medal food is grass finished beef or lamb or any ruminant meat that is grass finished. That's gold medal food. It's the very best there is.
Nice.
Silver medal food is all of the green finished meats and chicken and pork and eggs and all of the other stuff. And then bronze medal food is Spam, hot dogs, deli meats and cheeses, all of the processed type stuff.
Yeah.
But Is bronze medal food as good for you as silver or gold medal foods? No, but it's still better than everything else in the grocery store.
Right, exactly. It's not the locals buying spam. Correct. It's all the expats, but I don't buy spam either. Just say no to duck food. In the 80s, we all had, wait, I can't read. In the 80s,
we had all the Just Say No campaigns.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Heart attack fondue. So that is, I'll go watch that video. I'll go watch it. Okay. Natalie Imbruglia is definitely from the 90s. There you go. Bobby just inspired me to invent, grubby sardine donut. Ew, that sounds so terrible. Hi, Brooke. Yeah. Nice to see you.
Hi, Brooke. Glad to see you.
I like your little house here, the cabin in your picture. Okay. I'm sure it will go over really well with the masses. Oh, talking to each other. Okay. I love spam made in my home state, not every day. Nice. Hi, Larry.
In fact, I just saw a joke about spam online yesterday. The first batch of spam was made by Hormel in 1936. And I just saw a news release that they'll be making their second batch next week.
Oh. Ew. We're other than this like tickle that keeps making me cough, I think we're good. And we've got approximately 14 minutes left. So if anyone else wants to comment and chat, please do so. Sardine meatloaf. Wow, these are just getting worse. I will say, I do last week. So I bought some salmon months ago and it was like frozen and I ate it and I'm like, this is terrible. And then my husband found some salmon. It must have been a lot fresher because I ate it and I'm like, I made like a Alfredo salsa sauce with it. I'm like, this tastes like heaven. So if you get good fish, it can be very enjoyable. And if you get bad fish, it's the opposite. Rick is good, by the way. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And not just salmon, but pretty much any fish.
Right.
Which is why I don't eat a lot of fish because I live in Nebraska.
Yeah,
I am absolutely, I am as far from deep water as you can get.
Yeah.
So every fish here is either packed on ice or frozen or whatever, and it's shipped here, and it just isn't good. I don't like it. But when I'm down on the Gulf Coast visiting friends, I love to go to the seafood shacks that are down there along the Gulf Coast. There was one when I was visiting Mom back before she got sick, and she was living on her own in Florida. She lived in a little town called Ruskin, Florida, and she said, go pick us up some fish for dinner. I'm like, okay, where do I go to get that? And she's like, well, you know where the orchard is. There's an orchard that I went to every year to pick up oranges and stuff to take back with me to Nebraska before I left. I said, yeah, I know where that is. She said, well, just keep going down that dirt road, and just before you fall into the water, look to your left. So I drive down there, and the road is ending, and there's this little shack off to the side of the road. And I said, well, this must be it. So I walked up to the shack, and the guy says, well, what can I get for you? He said, well, Mom sent me down to get some fish. And he said, well, you got to wait about 15 minutes because I don't have any right now, but the boat is due back in any moment. This boat pulls in, and they have these big nets full of fish. And he's like, what kind of fish would you like? And I said, I'm from Nebraska. I got no idea. He said, okay, I'll just make you up a bag of fish. And I got this great big bag of fish for like $6. And it was all cooked perfectly. I took it home, and Mom had a piece or two of it, and I sat there and ate the rest of it. It was so good. And it had been alive and swimming in the water just moments before I ate it.
It tastes different. It tastes like butter, right? It's delicious.
It's so good. Fabulous.
Yeah.
So those of you that don't live near the water and you say you don't like fish, make sure the next time you go somewhere where they do actually catch the fish and cook them, before they have a chance to get gross, it's worth trying.
Yeah. If it smells like fish, if it smells what you think fish smells like, it's already decomposing and gross. Okay, there you go.
Yes.
There you go. All right. So Keto Simple, Dustin, hello. We should do a live stream. There you go. Every time I say that, I want everyone to know that I want to do a live stream with everybody. I've got only a little time, you know.
And I would like to sit down with Dustin and talk with him again sometime.
Yeah.
My whole problem with Dustin is that he likes to do his Sunday morning coffees at 30 in the morning when no normal human is awake yet.
What hour is 30 in the morning? Because I might be awake.
It works out for him it's 7:30, but because I'm in a different time zone, it's 6:30 in the morning for me.
That's perfect. I'm already up.
That's ridiculous.
My kids go to school at 7:30. We're up at like 6. Sometimes I'm up at like 4 or 5. Anyways, there you go. I'll just say this really quick, Brooke. It's very simple. It's like cream, whatever cheese you got in the fridge. I think it was like Tilst cheese that I had, or I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Gruyere cheese, and a little bit of butter. Whatever cheese, some butter, and some cream, salt. You're good. You can make it. Dustin's lives are at 4:30 in the morning here. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, see?
I will look up the song when we finish. I will look up the song on YouTube. If everyone here promises you'll go watch my chaffle video. It's only 4 minutes. All right. I used to go fishing often. I did that as a kid. That was so fun. I love Northern Illinois. Anyone here know Northern Illinois? It's beautiful. Scaling, gut your fish, and fried in lard. There you go. There you go. I'll let the scaling and gutting be done by somebody else. Oh, and there we are at the end of that. So final call for comments, questions, chats. Final call.
Yeah, I should have said this about an hour ago, but for those of you that wonder why I'm looking this way instead of directly into the camera, my camera right there in front of me is sitting on top of my laptop.
Oh, okay.
But my laptop screen is a tiny, tiny little laptop screen. If I look this way, I'm now looking at my very big 36-inch high-res monitor where I can actually read the comments as they scroll by, which is why I spend a lot of the time looking that way.
Oh, okay. And if I'm ever looking down, I'm chatting on my phone and in the chat. There you go. I'm more rude. I am going to do something right now. I'm going to put my channel in the chat, and I'm going to put Bob's channel in the chat. So if you want to,
go ahead and put your channel in the chat there so people can find you, because
I appreciate that. And
they want you to be able to find them.
Yeah. So by the way, in case anyone's confused, I have a very nice picture on my YouTube channel where I'm wearing makeup and my hair is blonde. So, but that's still me, because right above it is another picture of me holding a chicken, and it looks like a totally different person. I got my hair done and I did my makeup, and I decided to do some nice photos for YouTube. So there you go. So my link is in the chat. Oh, sorry. I forgot a question here. What do carnivores use to season their cast iron? We just use salt. I don't know. Bob doesn't need to use anything now.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Butter, lard, ghee, tallow. And right above that, I'll answer Brooke's question. We've talked about this already, but the picture in the background here, Brooke, is that yellow square is my land in Texas where I am moving this fall. It looks like a small little square of land, but that yellow outline is my 10 acres, which makes it 660 yards on each side. The mountains you see there are the mountains to the south of me. This is my little access driveway, and what you see running through there is a county road that 6.5 miles south of my property runs into I-10. So
that street here is 6 in the back is 6.5 miles.
This one right here, it's 6.5 miles down to I-10, and then from there it's
okay.
Yeah, and then it's another Once you get to I-10, it's another 10 miles into Van Horn or 123 into El Paso. So I am in the far West Texas desert, and that's what that square land is.
Oh, he's saying waiting for Bob's link. I guess I have to go to your channel and put my link in your channel, or else only my people are going to see it. I guess.
Don't worry about it. Everybody knows how to find Semi-Retired Bob.
Oh, okay. And I mean, people can just search my name and look for me with blonde hair, and you're all good. It's kind of blonde still.
Yeah, my channel is just, if you search Semi-Retired Bob, all one word, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Search Semi-Retired Bob on Facebook, you'll find my free Facebook group. Search Semi-Retired Bob on Instagram, and you'll find my Instagram account. Not that I use it very often, but I occasionally throw some stuff out there. I think I posted a picture of a meal about 3 or 4 months ago, so it's fairly current.
There you go. Oh, and Kip's here right as we're leaving. We're leaving in 5 minutes, Kip, but I'm so happy you're here. We got to do.
Hey, Kip, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah. Kip, we were planning on doing something, and then he went on vacation, and we're going to catch up soon. And then I went on vacation, I think. Something happened. Larry loves chaffles. You have a great night, too. And then Carnivore. I use tallow and cast iron. There you go. That's what you do after you clean it. You put the tallow in it. You put the oil or whatever in it so it doesn't die, I guess, get rusty. We will get together, and soon we'll get together. There we go. Any last inspiring words?
Well, for me,
on the spot, yeah.
I don't have any inspiring words. Yeah,
you're very inspiring.
The big one that I'm really on about this week, because last Saturday was my dance concert.
Yes, you look great. You looked great.
I actually did a tap dancing number. And a year ago, if you had asked me, will I ever be able to dance again? I would have said no. So don't sell yourself short, people. Don't think that you can't do something. Just get started and get 1% better every day. You never know where it will lead. Are you going to be able to tap dance like I just did? I don't know. But you won't know that until you just jump in with both feet and give it a try.
That's right. That's great. See, you are inspiring. Thank you. I want to also leave this moment to say, do you have anything upcoming that you'd like to shout out right now before we end off?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I got my usual Friday live stream is tomorrow. I'm on every Friday at 2:30 Central Time in the afternoon, which is a little early for most people, but because now that it's summertime, I used to have it at 4:30 or 5, but now it's summertime and I work Friday evenings at the miniature golf course.
Right.
Which is why it got moved to 2:30, which gets me done at 3:30 and gets me to work right at 4 o'clock like I'm supposed to be. But I don't really have anything special coming up. I actually have a couple of interviews next week. But this was my busy week. I did an interview with Dave Mack on Tuesday, and then we did a live stream together last night. You and I are doing a live stream tonight.
Right.
I've been really busy the last couple of weeks, and this is Memorial Day weekend, so I'm going to be very busy out at the golf course. So I have pretty much nothing planned for the next week. Except basically sitting on my butt doing nothing.
There you go. Yeah, I'm very busy this week also. And then next week I have one interview I'm going to post midweek with that I did with Carnivore Cheer. But tomorrow night I'm with Todd and Ashley from the Carnivore Brothers and Todd from the Carnivore Cure. And then Sunday morning, I'm going to do a live stream with Courtney Luna. And I'm like, why did I pack all this in one weekend? I have nothing prepared for next week. But
yeah, Courtney's great. I've had her on my channel before. She's a wonderful human being.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk to her. I can't wait. And then watch my chaffle video. Please. No, because I of all the thumbnails I've ever made, this was my favorite thumbnail. So, and usually I'm like, it takes forever for me to figure out a thumbnail. So I was very pleased with that one. All right, we do have 2 more questions, then we got to go. You apply something cast iron and bake it on the oven for 1 hour. Non-carnivores use oil. What do carnivores use? Okay, that's a question. I wonder if somebody in the chat can answer that, because we got our
Kip.
He said he used tallow.
Yeah, Carnivore Kip is going to say tallow. Rick is going to say lard.
Yeah.
Either of those have a high enough smoke point to do it just fine. And you don't want to do it with oil, because oil is evil and bad and will give you many sad days.
It will. We did ours with oil because we ordered them. We bought our cast iron pans like 2 years before I even thought of doing carnivore. So there we go. Kip says, I'm trying to get 1% better with my walks. You're doing great. And you're running.
You're doing great, Kip.
Kip. That's the point. Kip's going to do a 5K. That's crazy. That's crazy because not because of anything about Kip, but me thinking about doing a 5K, that's crazy. 1% better today, tomorrow, and every day. Yep. That is Bob saying. I'm always there on Friday. There you go.
Yes, he is.
Are you guys monetized yet? Yes, I am monetized, and I believe Bob is monetized. And if
that's what you want to call the pennies I get from YouTube, then yes, I am monetized.
Lard is best for me. There you go.
See, and I told you he was going to say lard.
Yeah, exactly. And oil is for fuel. I like the few pennies from YouTube. I mean, I think I worked very hard at it.
Yeah. And Rick, for those of you that don't know what Rick is talking about there, he actually collects used oil from places that have deep fryers and turns it into diesel for his vehicles.
Okay. There you go. There you go. Rick, once you fix that duck video, you'll get monetized. Whatever the thing was about that duck video. Just watched that Donnie Iris video. It was made pretty funny. 1979. Leah. Okay, I'll do that. And I found Alia in your chapel. Thank you so much. And with that, I think we need to bid everybody adieu.
Have a nice night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you later.